Hi, welcome to Lachlan Likes a Thing, a show where I take a thing and see whether or not I like it. Now the thing that we're going to be looking at in this video is the Audio-Technica ATH-AD900X headphones. I'm a big fan of Audio-Technica. They're a big name in Japan and I've owned and traded a fair number of Audio-Technica headphones in the past. I used to have a pair of AD900s and while I liked them, I thought the bass response was a little lacking. So the AD900Xs are updated versions and I wanted to see if Audio-Technica made any improvements to the AD900 design and also how the AD900X compared to other open headphones for around the same price, like the MA900 from Sony, which is a personal favorite of mine. Speaking of pricing, I got the AD900Xs from Amazon Japan through the mail forwarding service Tenso. And what that is, basically, Tenso is a forwarding address where you buy the product in Japan, they ship it out to a warehouse in Tokyo, and then that is shipped to you in Australia or America or wherever you are. It's kind of a little difficult to set up, but once you do get it set up, it's really great because you can get Japanese audio, headphones, any sort of gear for well below overseas prices. So for instance, I got the AD900Xs including shipping for about $190 US, which is fantastic. And once you've got it all set up, it's really easy just to keep ordering, which is not great for your wallet, but it's convenient, so I really recommend it. Anyway, back to the AD900Xs. Now what you can see from just looking at it, that the AD900X is a beautifully, gorgeously well put together headphone. We had this metal grille here, this really nice Audio-Technica gold logo. We can see right through the grille into the driver, which is really cool. We can see some of the internals. We get these big Vela ear pads, and overall you can see that this design is just elegant and well put together. We have this nice thick cable here, really substantial, and just at the end of this long 3-meter cable, because it is a headphone for home use, we get this nice substantial plug here. Okay, so really nice build quality. Now you may have noticed these things here and you're wondering what they are because they look like landing pads for a lunar module or something. And this is basically something that's unique to Audio-Technica. They call it the 3D wing support system. And what it is it's basically Audio-Technica's self-adjusting headband mechanism. So the great thing about Audio-Technica cans, the full-size headphones, is that you don't need to adjust the headband for your head. You get these two wings here, they plop on the top of your head and the headphone just sits there and you don't have to adjust anything. And it's really comfortable once you get the right positioning on your head, and they just sit securely and it's really nice. In terms of comfort, the AD900X is quite a comfortable headphone. The 3D wing support mechanism works really well, provided that your head is the right shape for it. There are some people who the 3D wing support system just doesn't work for. And the Vela ear pads, they're not the most breathable material in the world, but they soak up sweat and they won't degrade as quickly as, say, pleather ear pads. So how do they sound? Well, the AD900Xs kind of remind me of AD900s with better bass response. So you get this really sparkly, beautiful extended treble. You get this remarkable clarity to the sound, this kind of airy breathiness that absolutely loves stringed instruments or female vocals. In terms of bass, you get something that's quite defined, well extended, quite deep, though it's not the last word in terms of authority. It doesn't have a particular mid-bass emphasis, so male vocals, while they sound very clear, they don't sound particularly deep or engaging. The mids and vocals are crystal clear. You get this kind of sense of breathiness and voices hang in the air, and again, there's a reason why Audio-Technica cans are considered some of the best headphones for female vocals. They are absolutely beautiful with them. The treble is sparkly and you get a really good sense of atmospherics. So the way things echo or the way reverb kind of just hangs in the space, you get this illusion of a really wide soundstage. So what do the AD900Xs not do well? Well, the thing is, The treble gives you an illusion of this really wide soundstage, but if you listen a bit closer, you'll find that individual instruments and the kind of actual physical feel of everything doesn't have much depth to it. There's actually not a great deal of definition of sounds within that kind of artificially wide soundstage. So this is a problem especially with faster music, because what you get is you get a sense when there's lots of layers of music that everything kind of bleeds together slightly. So it can get a little confused. On slower music, this is not so much the case. You get that excellent clarity, everything like that. But on faster music, things start getting a little smeared. The other issue with the AT900Xs is because they have such an energetic treble response that if you listen to badly recorded music or electronic or pop music, which is, recorded quite aggressively, the AT900Xs can actually be somewhat painful to listen to, especially for long periods of time. You'll get ear fatigue from the high frequency sounds. Now, this is why I wouldn't recommend the AT900Xs. If you listen to a lot of that kind of music, they're not the most forgiving pair of headphones. I personally prefer the Sony MA900s just because they have a bit of a better definition in sound staging, and also they have a bit more of a forgiving sound that works with wider varieties of music, and they're also a bit more comfortable. But if you want something that's built really well, that works really well with female vocals and string instruments, that kind of thing, the AT900Xs are fantastic headphones. If you're interested, have a look at the MA900 review that I've uploaded, and also have a look at the written review that I have, which goes into detail comparing the MA900 to the AT900X. I've got a link to it in my description. It's on Headphone, and if you don't know what Headphone is, it's a community forum for headphone and audio enthusiasts. It's an awesome forum. If you want to start out in a hobby of collecting headphones, I don't recommend it because it costs a lot of money, but if you are interested in that kind of thing, have a look at Headphone. It's pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope it's helped you if you're looking at the AT900Xs. Thanks to everyone who's liked my other videos and subscribed to the channel, and happy listening!